Because every video is someone's first, A Life Well Played is a channel dedicated to men's health and gaming. I want to facilitate a positive environment for us to get together and share our collective knowledge. This is how we get stronger. If you want to jump right into the men's health section, check out the time step in the description below. Just a few days ago, big news hit that Microsoft will be bringing some, if not all, of their big exclusives to other platforms like Nintendo and most notably Sony's PlayStation. At the time of this writing, these are just rumors, but at this point, we have entered into the proverbial where there's smoke, there's fire. But I don't want to talk about this piece of news. Instead, I want to use this as a jumping off point to talk about how there is a box problem within console gaming. Right now, console war, as they call it, is at an all-time high to the point of ridiculousness. Again, another topic for another day. But what this showcase is that the competition is in the wrong part of the market. Exclusive software. The games themselves is where the gaming industry decided the line would be drawn, and from that we've gotten a few contenders in Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. There have been others over the years, but either by bowing out or just plain irrelevancy, they have not been worth mentioning in this collective. Every once in a while, PC is brought into the conversation, but that is just part of the fanboying and shouldn't be mentioned because PC does not function the same way consoles do, as they are not owned and produced by one entity, but a collection of parts from a number of different companies. When you as the consumer decide you want to purchase a gaming console, one of the most impactful parts of this process is deciding what games you want to play. The reason for this is that they all have their own exclusive games to their platform. So, if you want to play Legends of Zelda, you can't buy an Xbox to play it on. And if you want to play Last of Us, you can't buy a Nintendo to play it on. So what this does is split the gaming fan base into sections. Now, there are some blessed individuals who can invest a few $1,000s and play in all three ecosystems. But this is a small subsection of gamers, as most gamers will choose one ecosystem and stay there. The challenge here is that each ecosystem will end up with a dedicated fan base, and as a whole will refuse or, from a financial perspective, can't interact with another ecosystem. This reality has put such a strain on individual game development. During the Microsoft trial from purchasing Activision Blizzard, documents were released that showed that some of Sony's biggest exclusives were not or are not profitable, even when selling well. An easy solution to this problem would be to release games on all platforms at once, allowing a much bigger audience the chance to purchase your game. Well, because competition is within the software, that can't happen, because if you release it on all platforms, what reason would another player have to purchase your box? And that, my friend, is where the issue finally arises. I believe that competition should be within the ecosystem itself and not the game. Let me explain. I believe that all games from all developers should land on all platforms if possible. Where the competition should be is with the console itself and the services surrounding it. When it comes to the console, Nintendo is the only one who actually innovates. Each new Nintendo system will be different from the last, either by adding on to an existing idea, like the 3DS coming after the DS, or something completely new, like the Wii coming after the GameCube. When you look at an Xbox and a PlayStation, each new system just gets closer and closer to a basic PC. Nothing really stands out, nothing to differentiate itself from each other outside of the shape. When you think about services, I think about something like Steam versus Epic game launchers. They both have their own pros and cons, and it's up to the consumer to pick the one that fits their needs the best. You could say that Epic has exclusive game deals that are not on Steam, and that's fair, but you don't have to go and buy a new PC to play on Epic. As a matter of fact, there is no pain point at all if you want to use both services. If you can imagine, if you decide you want to buy a game console and every game you could think of is on each console, now you get to decide which one you want based off of the great features that come with each console itself. Maybe one box has a screen that can be detached and used on the go. Maybe one has VR integration. Maybe one has a feature that allows every TV in your house to play your game library with only one console connected. Then, on the service side, one has an achievement system that gets you money off of a sequel based off the achievements you got for the original game. Maybe one has a summer sale every summer where their big games are sold for only $5. The sky's the limit of what console gaming could be if there was real competition. Right now, there is no competition between manufacturers. What we have now is companies paying to keep games off of other platforms, and you as the consumer ends up paying the price by either missing out or having to pay $500 for one or two games that won't be coming to the original box you purchased. In my original intro video for the channel, I talked about how men provide structure. I wanted to talk about why structure is so important for us as men, as well as why it's important for us to provide structure. So why do we need structure in our lives? Well, the simple answer is we need to have that in which we intend to provide. But we know it's more complex than that. Structure is the blueprint that provides us with the rules and regulations we need to be productive in our daily lives. Everything we do requires some form of structure for us to succeed at a high rate. Yes, you can wing many things and it can go, at least for a short time, well, but ultimately things will go sideways, as life typically does, and without structure, there is no answer to whatever the new question is. As a man, you should be setting short-term and long-term goals. How you reach those goals will be determined by the structure you have put in place. Maybe you want to have a family and you're just out of college. Well, what does that require? Well, you need to attract a partner. You also need to provide a home that can accommodate the family size you want. You need to protect the family, so you'll need to be in an area that is safe and resources are close by. So that means you need the job that pays enough to afford those things, which means you need not only to work, but to make yourself valuable. So with just that, how might that look on a daily basis? Well, you wake up early and you hit the gym because you want to be the best version of yourself to attract the type of partner that you're looking for. You come back to your home and shower and make sure your physical appearance is on point and that you smell good. Then you want to be early for work, so you map out your route. When you get to work, you want to learn as much as you can and applying it because you want to A, show your worth to your current employer, and B, gain experience that you need to attract other employers just in case the current one isn't willing to provide the compensation you have earned. When you get home, you are preparing meals and cleaning your place. These are skills that are required of a father and a husband, so you have to practice before and not after or during you get them. I can go much deeper on this, but you get the idea of why structure is so important to you. In order to accomplish the goals you have set, you need structure. This provides a roadmap to your success. Now, why is it important that we provide structure as well? Well, to be blunt, as a whole, not talking about individuals, but as a whole, as a man, it's one of our defining traits. We are wired in such a way that allows us to see the world in a much more strategic and logical way. When my kids were younger, I used to tell them that I could tell the future, and it would mess with them because I could tell them what they were going to do long before they would do it. I could tell them what was going to happen even years before it occurred. Now, obviously, that's not true. I can't tell the future, but what I can do is see patterns and behaviors. I can take those patterns and take a highly educated guess as to how something will operate or respond. Now, am I always right? Not at all. But more often than not, I am, and it will drive your kids and wife crazy, but at the end of the day, they will appreciate that skill. So it's our job for our loved ones to take those skills and build the structure around them that makes your family as successful as they could possibly be. This will include knowing how to best utilize your friends and family's talents. Knowing someone in your circle is amazing at budgeting, you should be able to put them in a position to help everyone succeed with their finances. In the comments below, I want you to tell me what your talents are and how you use them to succeed in your life. And while you're there, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And please share this video with someone who could use it. And don't forget, you are the hero of your own game. Make the most of it.